What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. Today we're going to be going over the final remainder of the rescheduled fixtures from the postponed matches throughout the season. So be sure to drop a like, leave your predictions down in the comments below. We've had a pretty good week. We had 4 out of 4 correct tips for the Premier League Sunday action yesterday and a perfect score, Arsenal up against Leeds. We also had a treble come in for the members of the channel, which was Arsenal to win over 1.5 goals, West Ham to win, and Atalanta to win over in Serie A at odds of 4.18. I had an knacker myself that I placed that was odds of about 12 or 13. It was West Ham to win, Palace to win, Arsenal to win and over 1.5 goals, and then Man City and Liverpool to win and over 2.5 goals. So I was one Liverpool goal away from that one. So football can be cruel sometimes, but still, we move on. So if you do want to join, you can click the join button down below or use the link in the description. Now, let's get to the first fixture. So with that previously mentioned draw between Liverpool and Tottenham, we have Aston Villa and Liverpool, with Liverpool now trailing Manchester City in the title race, hoping that they slip up. Obviously, Liverpool were behind them already, but now it's a bigger gap. Liverpool need Man City to drop points. Will they drop points? It doesn't look likely, but all Liverpool can do is keep on winning. So I am going to go for a win here for Liverpool against Aston Villa. And you know what? I'm going to give Villa a goal because Villa have been, well, I mean, they got a brilliant result against Burnley. You would have thought Burnley, with the desire to try and stay up and avoid relegation, luckily Leeds are sort of helping them out in that aspect. You would have thought Burnley could offer a bit more than just a late consolation goal. So I do think Liverpool are going to win this one, and I'm going to go for the same tip, the only tip that didn't come in my massive Premier League ACCA. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Liverpool. My tip is, once again, Liverpool and over 2.5 goals at 2.05. Because Liverpool do score goals. It's very important that they win this game. And I think Aston Villa can also contribute to the goal tally. So 3-1 win to Liverpool. Liverpool to win and over 2.5 goals. Now, next up, it is Leeds up against Chelsea. Chelsea 2-0 up against Wolves with 15 minutes to go, ending in a 2-2 draw. Currently 1 point ahead of Arsenal. Played the same amount of games. That's absolutely crazy when you think about it. But I do think Chelsea are going to bounce back here. Leeds have not looked good. They weren't good against Arsenal, and they haven't really been that great all season, and Chelsea are going to take advantage of that. I'm going to give Leeds a goal. Leeds managed to score against Arsenal with 10 men. I think Leeds can score against Chelsea here. I'm going to go for the same scoreline, actually. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Chelsea, and my tip is Chelsea to win and both teams to score at 3.2, because Leeds, they have to try and score, because if they don't score, they lose. So I think they're going to. But Chelsea and both teams to score at 3.2 looks like a tasty bit of value. After that, it's Leicester up against Norwich. Norwich are terrible. I said in the last Premier League video that West Ham to win at 1.75 against Norwich was unbelievable value, and that it was a banker, and it was the most banker tip I could think of. West Ham went and won 4-0, and it's a similar sort of story here. Norwich are down, they're out, they're terrible. Leicester, they're going to want to bounce back after that defeat to Everton. They created a decent amount of chances, but Everton just wanted it more. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Leicester, and my tip is Leicester -1 handicap at 2.1. Like I said, Norwich are awful, so I'm going to go with a -1 handicap. After that, it's Watford up against Everton. Now, a few weeks ago, I probably would have said this might have been a score draw or something like that, but Everton have belief, Everton have momentum, and Watford are already down. They've lost all their recent fixtures, and their home form is absolutely abysmal. So I think Watford are going to score. I think Everton are likely to concede, even though I got the result wrong between the Leicester and Everton game. I predicted a 1-1 draw. My tip there was both teams to score, and I do think both teams will score again here. I think Watford could score, but in case they don't, my tip isn't in that market. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Everton, and my tip is Everton to win at 1.85. They've managed to escape the drop, and I think they will be safe this season. I mean, it was a very, very close call. At times, they were favourites to be relegated, but I think they've done just enough, and I think an away win at Watford will all but seal the deal for Everton. So Everton to win at 1.85. After that, it is Wolves up against Manchester City. Let me take a little anecdotal story about Wolves Man City, and let me Google it to find the exact date, so you know I'm not lying. But it was in 2018, the summer, 25th of August 2018, and I had a massive accumulator, and the winning prize would have been £48,000, and the only one that didn't come in was Wolves to win away at Molineux. I was in Tenerife at the time, and it was the year before VAR was introduced into the Premier League, and I'm not going to watch the highlights and confirm my superstitions. I'm fairly certain this is what happened. Willy Bolly scored a goal, I think it was, or whatever, and it went in fully off his hand. The kind of goal that VAR would definitely overrule and overturn. So had VAR been in the 2018-19 season, would have been £48,000 to your boy. Very, very, you can tell how much it impacted me because I still remember it nearly 4 years later. This is going to be a different story. It's not going to be 1-1. Man City are going to go to Molineux this time and win convincingly. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Manchester City. And just like, well, I had 2 tips last time for Man City. It was City to score in both halves and City halftime full-time against Newcastle. Both came in. I'm going with Man City halftime full-time at 1.8. I think Manchester City are obviously better than Wolves. They got a title to retain. And I'm going to go for Manchester City halftime, Manchester City full-time. Now, the final game, the big one, the North London derby. Now, results have fallen in such a way for Arsenal that it's not a three-point gap between the two teams. Arsenal could lose this game and still be in pole position for top 4, which I think is brilliant. But also, with that lead, it means that if Arsenal win this game, they confirm Champions League football in the North London derby, which would be absolutely phenomenal. However, I don't see it happening. I think both teams will score. I think it's going to be a feisty affair. I think you can back yourself to see cards in this game, perhaps a penalty in the match. I think Harry Kane is more or less guaranteed to score. I think Heung-min Son is going to have another great game. So I do think Tottenham are going to win this one. I think it's going to be a very, very close race for 4th place. I think Tottenham at home, I think this is really a big advantage for them because Arsenal at the Emirates, it's a difficult place to go, and I could see Arsenal beating Tottenham at the Emirates. But for Tottenham at home, I do think Tottenham are just going to get the win. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Tottenham because I think they'll take more momentum from the 1-1 draw against Liverpool than Arsenal will from the 2-1 win against Leeds. The 2-1 win against West Ham was clinical. They weren't massively better than West Ham, but got the win. The 2-1 win against Leeds, you score 2 early goals and then Leeds get a red card. It would be criminal not to take all 3 points from that point. So I think Tottenham are going to win this one. I'm going to go 2-1. But in case Arsenal do get a high-scoring win, my tip is going to be both teams to score an over 2.5 goals at 2.1. Because originally, a few weeks ago, I reckon I would have said 2-2 for this game. But I think this has come at the right time for Tottenham, so I'm going to go for the 2-1 win. So I think high-scoring wins for Liverpool, Chelsea, City, and I guess Tottenham in that sense. I think Leicester will beat Norwich comfortably, and I think Everton will get a much-needed victory against Watford. So that is going to do it for the rescheduled fixtures of the Premier League. I don't know what I'm going to call it in the title, whether it's Week 36 Part 2 or just rescheduled fixtures. I don't know what to call it so that it best finds your screens. So my only piece of advice for you would be to drop a like, as it helps with the algorithm and actually helps YouTube recommend my future videos to you, and also subscribe and turn on the bell so that way, no matter what title I make my videos, if I've got tips, if I've got predictions, you won't miss them. And with the World Cup coming up, the Champions League final, Europa League final, all that, you will not want to miss anything. So that is going to do it from me. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Leave your predictions down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be another Premier League predictions very soon.